Hello, I am Abigail Jacobs, and this is the screencast for my PSA flyer on drunk driving. So as you can see, attention is grabbed at the focal point of this flyer, which is the little boy. In the peripheral vision, you can pick up the car and the bottle, which draws attention to the point of this PSA, which is the repercussions of drunk driving. And so the interest of the reader is piqued as you first see this little boy who's injured, which interests you into how this little boy could have gotten injured like this. But as you keep reading and you see that it's about drunk driving, it makes you desire to help people like this, victims of drunk driving accidents. It pulls at your emotions, giving people the desire to help. And of course, the call to action is down here, where they ask you to donate to MAD.org, which stands for Moms Against Drunk Driving, to help victims of drunk driving accidents. On a more graphics point of view, you can see that this image here is a close-up of the small boy, and it pinpoints the emotion and the sadness on this boy's face that people who are victims of drunk driving accidents will display. Of course, if they get hit or if they're in a crash that involves drunk driving. And you can also see that this entire flyer is black and white, and the contrast of the colors emphasizes the shadows and the highlights of the image, which add to the emotion of sadness that is already apparent in this image. You can also see the negative space, and there is lots of negative space, which is done to signify the loneliness of victims of drunk driving accidents and how they feel when no one helps them. You can also see the repetition, as in the repeated fonts that I have used the entire time, so that the reader is not overwhelmed by all the different graphics that are on the page, and are instead they're overwhelmed by the message, because this flyer is not about all of the graphics that you put on. It is about the message of stopping drunk driving so that less people get injured. You will also notice that the alignment has the entirety of this flyer in the center alignment, and this provides less distraction from outside sources from this flyer. If readers are looking to the left or the right side, they may get distracted by other flyers or other things that are on the wall or the doors that this will be hung on, and they'll miss the important message of this PSA, and they will not learn to stop and how to stop drunk driving. You will also notice the proximity of my flyer, so you have all of the text and all the information on the bottom, while you have the picture and the title on the top. So you can start at the top, learning that this is a drunk driving flyer with the picture that pulls at the emotions, and then you can figure out how to help once you get to the bottom of the flyer. And finally, of course, I have the tagline, which is, of course, the next one's on you. And I chose this tagline because it made the prospect of drunk driving accidents more relatable to the normal person. I took the saying, the next one's on me, that is frequently used when people are offering drinks to other people, and I spun it in a way that would impact the reader in a more personal way. If they chose to accept that drink that was offered to them, then they could cause the next accident, and the next accident would be on them. And this is the ultimate message I want the reader to get out of this PSA. If they drink and drive, they could cause pain to innocent people.